Hey everybody, happy Sunday. I hope that wherever you are and whatever you are doing, you are safe and you are with someone you care about who also cares about you. We had rain. I am so happy about this fact. We've had rain for a whole day. It has been glorious and the garden has responded appropriately. Let's start by going into the greenhouse. You will see here that the rhubarb I thought that was dead a couple of months ago is now really going, very, very happily. This was chicken damage. We're going to ignore that, but come into the greenhouse because things in the greenhouse are doing great. So tomatoes are continuing to grow. We had some structural integrity issues with some of our tomatoes. Some of them have solved themselves, those problems, by just going up in between the support and the actual cover of the greenhouse. But other problems I've had to intervene and fix, like cutting off some supplemental branches that got in the way or came out when they shouldn't. But you can see the tomatoes are really starting to come along now. I'm very happy about that. This is an heirloom tomato, now I can tell, because it's so this will be I think these are Brandywine tomatoes. They are looking incredible. They always have that lovely little patterning on them. There's some more Brandywines over here, but the tomatoes are growing incredibly well. We now have peppers growing on the other pepper plant, which is lovely. Look at that, we got all these peppers growing. It's gorgeous. I'm just so happy. This one is upside down and looks a bit naughty, but it is a normal pepper, I promise. Over here we've got cucumbers aplenty. More cucumbers than I know what to do with. So I'm going to be giving some of these away. We're going to go and see some friends this weekend. So I'm going to be sending some cucumbers off to them. I say we're going to go and see some friends. My wife is going to go and see some school friends that are visiting the state. And unfortunately, it's going to be a bit too long for the dogs to be on their own. So I'm going to stay and she's going to go, but that's fine, because I'll probably do some gardening. That said, this weekend is forecast to be very hot. So obviously I closed up the greenhouse last week and it's been closed up for most of the week. But come the weekend, it's going to get up. We just had a heat warning today. It's going to get hot again, and that's going to mean I'm going to have to open it back up. Also, tomato plants like getting into greenhouse zippers, which is not necessarily good. Okay, over to my peas and my corn. You will see we have flowers on the peas. I've already had some peas from the peas. The corn is coming very slowly. The pumpkins, oh my gosh, look at those pumpkins. They are doing incredibly well. We have many pumpkins growing. It is wonderful. This time of year absolutely rocks because I get to see all the things coming. I've had some of the onions. Ignore the weeds growing at the back, but the onions are very tasty. They have come down. The fava beans, the broad beans, they are still growing and producing beans, so we're kind of leaving them alone right now. Over here, the bean plant I never planted is doing incredibly well, and I think we're going to have some runner beans very shortly from that. I'm just letting it do its thing because it's clearly just self-planted. There's another one there, and then there's another one there. So we did have beans in here last year, and it always makes me smile when you put things in and then suddenly you have other things growing that you weren't expecting. That's what it's like in my garden. The same thing is true over here. We have more beans. I didn't plant this bean. I don't know where it came from, but it's growing and I'm happy. Let's just leave it at that. The tomato, I'm going to call this the tomato polycule because they're all kind of mingling. That was not intentional, but they are happy. Meanwhile, we also have some coriander from last year. Pretty sure this is coriander down here. That's just decided to start growing. Let's have a sniff. Yeah, that's coriander from last year. So never let it be said that plants that grow one season don't come back another. So that's coriander I didn't know I had. That's very cool. And then over here, we've got the raspberries are still going strong, and they've really become a bit of a problem. We're going to have to cut them back because they've got no support, and they just keep going because the weather has been so delightful to them. Meanwhile, over here, we have plenty and plenty and plenty of strawberries, like this big boy right here, which is going to be ripe in about a day, and this one down here, which is going to be ripe in about a day, as long as we don't get any critters come and take them, which we sometimes do. This is our second lot of strawberries. Earlier this week, I said I had fresh raspberries, strawberries, and blackberries, and had them for my breakfast with homemade yogurt. And I've been doing that a fair bit, and it's just so lovely to be able to do that. This week, I've cooked most of our meals using fruit and vegetables that I have harvested myself. You'll see there more raspberries. I'm going to leave them and I'll come out and pick them in the morning. Oh, who am I kidding? Raspberries are too nice to wait. Let me help myself here. There's some raspberries that are they're clearly defective. Yeah. Although my hand now tastes of stink bugs and coriander because I picked up the coriander and crushed it. So now it tastes of coriander and stink bugs. Bit weird, but hey, it is the way it is. What are you doing down there, birdies? They're digging again. They're digging for gold. I'm not entirely sure what they found down there, but they are digging. They do that sometimes. I will bring out some fresh food for them because I think they're nearly out. But we've got some wonderful eggs here, I'm sure. One egg. It's a good start. And then I will be getting ready for the weekend. So earlier this week we had our F-150 lightning around the house for a whole day, which was great. Video on the main channel about that. But also, I've just really been enjoying all of the bees. So, I mean, check these out. Even though it is late in the day, all of these bees down in the mint, some of them are kind of just sleeping. Some of them are hunkering down for the end of the day. Same thing here. The bees on the lavender, they're just going absolutely bonkers, and it's been lovely to do and lovely to see, because I don't know about you, I really like seeing bumblebees just going out and about and doing their thing. Meanwhile, there's been some changes of the apples. So I did the right thing. If you remember, I took off some of the apples that were struggling. I took some of the branches off. But because of that, we've definitely seen a major improvement in some of the other apples. So look over here, look at these guys right here. Look at this. Are you ready? Yes, you are. Look at that. Lovely, lovely apple. I don't know about these apples. I don't know what type of apples these are. I think these apples go with the original kind of the donor plant. But the amount of apples we've got this year has just been wonderful. And some of the apples are nice and large already. And some of them have really increased in size since we cut off those excess branches. But if you look up here, look, some of these apples, you gonna come off? Look at that. Ready. And it smells good. Although again, all I can smell is all I can really smell is coriander. So I'm going to put the egg in my pocket because I'm going to go and get some potatoes for supper, and I'm not going to leave this in here. Don't let me leave this in here, because I will. And then I will sit down at the end of the day and I'll go, what is that wet mess in my pocket? And of course, it'll be an egg. All right, so let's have a look down here and see what we've got in terms of potatoes, because I was in here yesterday and I know we have some more great potatoes just waiting beneath the surface. Unless someone's got in here and maybe someone got in here overnight and stole our potatoes. No, there they are. There's one right here. That's a small one. And then there are some big ones down here from yesterday. There's something about, I know some people say you're supposed to dig them up, but in actually feeling for them, I find it helps me to identify the larger potatoes and which ones need to be left and which ones need to be saved. So that's not a potato, that is a walnut. I don't know what that's doing in there. But then over here, look at that. That is a lovely potato. And then down here, that's another lovely potato. And I'll maybe go for one more or two more. Let's find out. Oh yeah, that's a big one. That's a good one. And then one more maybe. Yeah. So there we go. So plenty of potatoes for supper. I've now got messy hands. Tell me what's going on in your garden. And tell me how you do not squish eggs. I'll see you this time next week. Thanks for joining me today, and if you've got thoughts, make sure you leave them in our Discord chat room, on our Patreon page, down below, on our blog, or you can reach out to us on Mastodon or Blue Sky. Thanks to the amazing list of people scrolling by on your screen right now. They are part of the massive community of supporters who make this channel possible, helping us through Patreon and YouTube, covering our bills, paying our team, and helping us to remain 100% independent. If you'd like to join them and see your name listed here, just follow the link below. We've got options available across a wide range of different price points from just $1.50 US a month. A massive welcome to our newest supporters: M. Wessie, Les Magnar, MX Flounder, NYTMR, Thrill Nelly, Hernan Giraldo, Christopher Bloodworth, Eric Rouvier, Ronnie E. Bickers Jr., Brett Mason, George Piney, Mega XLR, Robert Coghill, Peter Bodica, Gary Wood, Dessa Bird Traveller, Tim van der Loeng, Mike Clark, Kyle Olin, Rob Hutchinson, Tony Ladig, Chris Nichols, Tempus, Adrian Atwater, Doug Lloyd, Mitch Rasner, and Brad. To join the list and get your shout out, become a paid Patreon member for your moment of fame, and you can even gift membership to someone else. If you'd like to support us with a one-off donation, you'll find links below to make Ko-fi and Bitcoin donations, and we even have an old-fashioned PO box you can reach us at. Address on our website. You'll also find links to our swag store, and if you're someone who has to shop on Amazon, please consider using our affiliate link so we get the commission, not Jeff Bezos. So we can continue to focus on making our content even better and reduce burnouts, we are being a little freer with our release days, but plan on dropping new content every Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday on our main channel, plus something on Sunday over on TE Take 2. If you want more, the mighty algorithm that hates us thinks you should be watching this video, but we think this one is one you should also check out. Be awesome, be kind, be intentional, and don't forget to resist. Keep evolving.